Good morning, everyone. It is WWP Auction Day, and I think we're starting at 12 noon Central, or is it Eastern? I'm not sure. But I will be there later today. I have to do some adulting this morning. We have to do some welding in the shed, and unfortunately, life does go on. But this should be a good auction this time around. Um, I don't know when I'll get there, but I will get there today sometime. And tomorrow, I don't think we're going to be doing anything out in the shed tomorrow. What we're doing is putting up a beef butchering rack so that we can hoist 1,200 pound beef in the air and butcher it. And we got a rail. We're going to have a rail system so we can rail it to the butchering room or to the um, walk-in cooler. Well, we'll be able to hang a whole beef or two up there, split them in half, quarter them, and then haul the quarters into the locker, the walk-in cooler, or into the locker room, the butchering room. So we got that done today. We got to do some welding. We got to put one of the uprights in, weld it to the beam up on top of the roof. And what else are we going to do today? I don't know if we're going to put a horizontal beam in today or not, but that's got to go in the track part of it. What I got is one small coin crew package, and I know what's in it. It is a Christmas gift for one of my daughters, which I don't know if they'll appreciate or not. I am trying to get them interested in coins and silver and gold. Just doesn't seem like I'm succeeding. And my daughters are 31, 30, 28. So we'll see. It might dawn on them while when I die and they inherit my stuff, but we'll see. Anyway, I still keep putting it away. I still keep buying it for them and for me both. We'll see how this works out. We will see if they, at some point in my life anyway, start to appreciate coins as an investment. I see a lot of them are invested in crypto or into the, not crypto, but into the markets. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, my wife is home today. I think I don't think she wants to be famous today or not, but we got one package from Coin Crew. That's going to be part of this bunch here. I figured we just do this real quick this morning before the WWP auction started, and before I have to go outside and open up the shed for my brothers. We got a 96 and a 93 mint set, but I didn't have a 93, 94, 94. I didn't have a 94. So I had to get someone to find me one, and I think Keith found me one. So open that up. Oh, you got my thumbnail this morning. Everybody knows what that thumbnail is, right? That's the crest and the flash from the 12 Special Forces group. So that's what we got there. Hey, wife, you want to be famous? Come on in here.
I'm not famous. Not going to be famous.
You want to be? Oh, look.
No, I'm working today.
You're working today. What are you doing?
Working outside, getting my yard fixed up.
Okay. All right. There's the Bert of the Bert and Ernie. Anyway, let's open this up. Hey, see what we got. She might be out burning stuff today. We got 2 big piles of crap that we got to get burnt. I got another one that's got to get scraped up of bark and just punky wood that's got to get burnt from splitting, cutting, and splitting. I'm getting there little by little. I'm getting wood split and put away. I got just about a whole trailer load, dump trailer load of split stuff again. I got to go out and unload and stack in the shed. And I got a whole bunch more I got to split. Maple I got to split. So let's open this up and see what it looks like. And these are kind of cheap Christmas gifts, but they're good Christmas gifts, I think. Anyway, yep, there it is right there. 1994. Receipt? Nope. Quaker doesn't send a receipt unless you request one in email, and then they'll send one. But there we go. This is a 94 set. Silver set. Gotta look at the certificate and all of the pertinent information here. So approved set, estimate mark, because that's where they do the silver at. They don't do silver in Philadelphia. Here we go. So the Kennedy $50 is 90% silver. The quarter is a 90% quarter. The dime is a 90% dime. And the nickel is a cupro nickel, and the penny is a copper based and balance of zinc. So it's a 97.5 by 2.5 copper to zinc. So there you go, man. I think they're very nice gifts, but each one of them got one for their birth year. I think I gave them each one a BU set, or maybe it's proof. I don't know which one's in the blue. The blue container has the blue here. Is that the BU or proof? I think it's BU. They all got one of them. So and then, like I explained before, God damn it, each one of them gets a Durban coin bell. 2 Durban coin bells, actually. They get the big 90% 3-bell set, 3-bell coin with the 925 handle. Then they get the have, man. They each get a 90% 3-coin bell with a 925 handle. They each get a angel bell with 2 40% coins as the bell and a 925 handle. And they each get a custom-made Hillbilly Samurai pen, and they each get a silver Iowa quarter, just to remind them where they're from. And the boyfriends all get, or boyfriends, husbands all get a pen and maybe bike bells. I have to get a couple bike bells, I think. One for a bicycle, one for a motorcycle. Or can use it for a dog, for a collar bell. And then one of the boys is going to get, one of the Bubbas is going to get a gag claymore mine for their front door. And they're going to get, both of those guys are going to get Patriot power cells for their charging their devices in an emergency. I figured that was appropriate this time around. The girls all have one. I gave them one of those few Christmases ago, a Patriot power cell. And I don't know if you guys know what they are. You can charge them up with a USB port on your computer, or with the AC adapter. You can charge them up, or you can charge them up with solar, because they have a solar panel on them. And it's just a reserve power bank. So if your phone or your laptop goes dead, you can just plug this thing into it. Boom, charge it up. It's just a backup battery, basically, that has multiple ways of charging itself. It's like a battery pack you would carry in the trunk of your car for your car's battery. You have to maintain it. You have to keep it charged. But I figured each one of the guys would get one of them this year also. So 93, my oldest, 94, my second, and 96, my third. Right there. And yes, they should be older. Why do you say that, Gary? Well, I say that because I and my wife got married in, excuse me, 1983. We didn't start having kids until 10 years later. So like to tell everybody, we played first before we had kids. And there are two, excuse me, man, there are two theories about having kids. You have them young, so that they're grown up and gone by the time you're 35. You have grandkids by the time you're 40. Then you have grandkids raised and in their 20s by the time you're in your 60s. Or you play while you're young. You have kids when you're a little older. You don't have any grandkids. And you're lucky if they get married by the time you're dead. So you get out of here with that. You get out of here with that, would you? Get out of here. I don't know what in the hell you're doing. You're needy today. Just needy. All right. There. You can see a little bit of what's going on. You can see a little bit of what's going on. God damn. There. Yes. Hair slicked back, tied in a ponytail. I do have pants on and a shirt, socks, everything ready to go outside. As often as I have babysat this dog, I think it's my third time. She's always slept in a dog bed out in the kitchen or in the living room here. And last night was the first night she came in to see me. Man, I think you need some water, man. I will be out there in just a little bit. I think you need water. That she came into my bedroom when I went to bed and just stood there by my bed. So she doesn't know how to hop into bed yet, into my bed. So I just picked her up and put her in a bed, and I'll be goddamn, she slept with me all night long. So you're learning, aren't you? You're learning to be a dog. You're learning to be a dog, but you got to be more chill when it comes to other people. When my brother came yesterday to visit in the morning, like he usually does on his day off, I let the dog out so they could meet, and she just that big dumb. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Blah, 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 somebody new, and just would not wind down. So I had to put her in the house. After 15 minutes, I had to put her in the house because she just wouldn't wind down. And that's the way she is with new people. I mean, you have to be like, God, you have to be here for 2 hours before she winds down. But that's a golden doodle for you. They're just the biggest, stupidest dog. I don't know, man. I wouldn't have the damn dog, but and she might be a good bird dog. She's got a good nose, but she might be a good bird dog. I don't know. But she would have to go out with some other dogs and learn how to hunt birds. I don't think she's old enough to know anything. I just watch her around the yard, and I can see she has a good nose. I don't think she knows what a pheasant is. She might, but I don't think she does. So, what did I get? Yeah, I got 3 packages mailed yesterday. I got one package to package up yet and send out to Angela. I did not get that done yesterday. I was lazy. Yeah, excuse me. I went out after I got off the air. Went out and split wood and loaded a trailer. I got to get the trailer in the shed and unload it right now. But because it's going to rain again today, I think. So if I can get that in the shed, then I'll get that in the shed so it doesn't get rained on anymore. And that wood can all dry out. That'll be another 2 years before we burn that, or another year. So usually I got 3 sections of the shed in wood, so I got 4 in there, and loaded with wood, and I'll burn one section for winter, and just keep rotating them through. Every 2 years, just keep rotating the wood pile through. So I always have dry wood, but I don't know. Oh man, might only be a couple of years. I'm still burning wood yet. I don't know. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I don't know. Might quit when I'm 70. Might quit when I'm 75. I don't know. But it gets to the point where your body's just too shot. Like I say, I still made 3 or 4 skydives this year, 4 or 5. I hurt after a day of skydiving, but I get it. Anyway, might be a couple years for that too. A couple years of skydiving yet, and then I'll be done. Won't be able to sell the rig, but I'll be able to sell the AED. So I'll sell the AED, keep my gear, my rig, and put it down in the basement. And then maybe another 50 years, it'll be old enough that I'll put it in a museum. Who knows? But yeah, we got that gift taken care of. Got my wife's gifts taken care of. I just gotta get a couple of bells yet, and then I'll be good. So I'm gonna have to call Joe and order a couple of bike bells. And I told you before, I got my oldest daughter's husband. He likes to. I don't know if she does, but he likes to ride bike, and he's a gamer. So, but I don't know anything about games, so I'm not buying shit to do with that. And I'll get him a bike bell. I don't know. Got him something last year because he liked to work out, exercise. So I don't know. I figure a custom made pen and a bike bell and a Power for Patriots emergency power cell would probably do it, along with a fucking check. But and then this year, my youngest gets another $10,000 because I've given every girl $20,000 over the years to do whatever they want to do with, get married, pay down debt, down payment on a house, whatever. And I think my oldest put it toward student loans and wedding because they were already in the midst of buying a house as a rent home. My middle daughter bought a house with her 20 grand. And my youngest daughter is getting the last of her last installment, 10 grand this year after the first of the year. She couldn't get it last year because I had to put a new roof on the house. So that's where that 12 grand went. But she gets another 10 grand. Then I told them they're not getting any more money from me until I die. But if they really needed it, I would help them. I don't know, my oldest is having problems with her landlord, the one that they were renting to buy from, because their landlord fucking skipped out on some loans. And it's not that they were caught holding the bag, but all the money that they had paid him in rent that was supposed to go to purchase, I think has gone up in smoke. So I don't know if they had a written agreement, contract. If not, they were stupid if they didn't. But that's what happens when you trust people. Anyway, I texted her to see if they got the house thing straightened out. Because what they were going to do was then take over the landlord's loan from the bank. And I don't know if they got that done at a favorable rate, but I will ask. I will see. I will find out. I haven't got a text back from her yet, so there we go. What time is it? We got hey Asmart, how are you doing this morning? And Zoltan. Yeah, we just opened that up from Coin Crew. I had Keith find me a 94 silver proof set. 94 silver proof set for one of my daughters. I had a 93 and a 96, but I didn't have a 94, so Keith was going down to a coin show in Cincinnati, or I don't know where it was, but he said he'd look for me. He found one. I got it. I got it shipped. So I got that one here. So another Christmas present down. I got the bells down. I got the power cells down. I got the pens down. I got my wife's stuff down. And they don't know what else I can get people for Christmas presents. I really don't. Maybe I'll get the dog something from Chewy.com. Because two of the girls got a dog. And the pit bull actually likes opening presents. I've never seen dogs, pit bulls, never seen dogs that like to open boxes and presents as much as pit bulls do. It's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. What are you doing over there in the corner? Get out of the corner. Do you have to go outside? I'm going to put this dog out on a leash. You need to go outside. Come on. Come on. I'll keep talking while I'm doing this, but I let the dog out once this morning. I don't know. Come here. You need to go outside, man. I don't know if it's because my wife is outside, if she wants to go out or what. Come here. Just stay here until I hook you up. Stay here. And then I'll come back and look at you later. Go. I don't know. That dog is just wandering around here. Very busy, very busy. I don't know if there's some reason why she does that. She either has to go outside and check. She had food this morning, but I didn't check the water. I probably should have checked her water bowl. I don't know why, but that. God, excuse me. Skinny little dog drinks a lot of water for some reason, and doesn't pee much. That dog just kind of amazes me. But like I say, I've never seen a well, you toned them up, huh? I don't know. I, you know, I like tone stuff. It was natural toning on coins. I, I don't necessarily like artificially toning a nice silver proof set just to tone it. I mean, I do like toned coins. I have some awesome tone stuff, but it's natural toned. It's not artificially toned. And I don't think I would. And I don't know what the girls' likes or dislikes are. If they like tone stuff, if they don't, I don't think they know coins well enough to know what toning even is. But when it comes to blues and purples on coins, yeah, I got some nice ones. I've seen some nice ones, but just to tone coins, just to tone them, I don't think I would do that. But that's just me. you know. I think all silver is going to tone eventually, and given enough time, it will just turn black. Silver will turn black. But while we are alive anyway, and maybe into the next generation, a silver coin is pretty as a silver coin. It will eventually tone. It might take a couple hundred years, but oh yeah, it'll eventually tone out. No, this morning I just wanted to be real quick because I do know that my brother's coming over mid-morning here, and I got to let him in the shed and move my skid loader out of the way so he can get his skid loader in there. And because he got a big skid loader, his boy, my nephew's got a big skid loader, got a farm down the road, and got big equipment. His skid loader has extendable boom on and stuff, so he can put a cage on the forks and lift it up and extend it all the way up into my ceiling, up into the shed where he's got to get welded. And my little skid loader doesn't, and I had a flat tire on my skid loader, so I had to put it in the shed and jack it up, take tire off, get it fixed, and put her back on. It's ready to go out now. So get that out of the way, and so he can get his skid loader in there and pick up the cage, and we'll get that going on. Anyway, I wanted to get this done before he got here and before the WWP auction starts. And like I said, I won't be there at the start of the auction. I'm sorry about that, guys. I got adulting to do today. I'll be there later this afternoon. I don't know how late in the afternoon it goes, but I'll be there this afternoon for a little bit. And tomorrow I'll be there most of the day. So I haven't looked at a spreadsheet yet of everything that's on the auction, but and I don't even know if there's one available. But I will. You know, like last year they had a spreadsheet available. Was it day of or day before? I'm not sure. But I haven't seen a spreadsheet posted yet. And it's not because I wasn't looking. It's, I might not have seen it. I'm not on the computer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I do have to go outside and do things. So I stayed up until 12 last night. I was on Meg and Ashley's and AWT and Stack Ads stream last night, and then on to Steve Looking for Silver, and then on to Brad V's stream. Before I finally went to bed, I think at 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I didn't see any spreadsheet anywhere, so I might be wrong. I don't know. Hi, Scotty. How you doing, buddy? I'm probably not going to come up with Ginger because I got to go outside and take care of that out there. He said he was going to be here. My brother was going to be here about the time we started with Ginger. So I don't think I told Ginger, but I think he's used to the fact that sometimes I show up and sometimes I don't. Because he's busy doing pours now and doing lives on his pours. And I really can't add anything to that conversation because I don't know what I'm talking about. So the only thing I can do is come up and talk shit. I know he likes the company, but I got to do some adulting today. Yeah, doing good, Scotty. Not doing too bad. I am getting things done. My legs are getting stronger. after them surgeries last year. Starting to walk a little more. Starting to be more certain on my feet on uneven ground. So, yeah, I'm still tripping a little bit and uh, kind of unsteady, but that's because my ankle doesn't bend or move any at all. So trying to right yourself on uneven ground is weird, but just the way it is. You just got to get your mind's got to get used to that. That's all. Your mind and your body's got to get used to it because your body's got to get used to not having that ability to adjust to uneven terrain with your ankle. So you just have to get used to that. That's all. Okay, what are the pores? What are the pores that you have for sale? Damn it, now you got me curious. Pores by who? What are they? Because I like to buy pores from people who pour, not factory pour. You know, I have a couple reckless. I have a couple of gingers. I have a couple of angries. I got to get one from Tuli Tuli yet, but those are the people I know that pour. Oh, I got one from Silver Punk and 360 Days of Silver. I got a piece of it's not silver, but it's aluminum pours from Zed. I do have some Mutiny Metal stuff, but that's not. See, those are not people that I know. I would rather get pours from people that I know. Ginger's getting real good at it. His pours are starting to look fantastic. Angry's got some great pours. I got an A10. I got an A10 coming, and he's got an SR71 that I want also. See, I like Angry's what I call iconic aircraft. C-130, A-10 Warthog, the B-2 Spirit. Not that the B-2 is an old iconic aircraft. It's just that the shape of that aircraft is just the coolest thing. And it was the first aircraft to be shaped like a bat wing that went into production. There were other aircraft before that that were bat wings back into the 50s, 60s, 50s, but they never made it to production. That was because it was all fly by cable then and not fly by wire. With the advent of computers being added to aircraft and control surfaces being controlled by electronic signals instead of wires, then it was possible. Then it was possible. And that's where the B-2 Spirit came in. And it's just a cool looking aircraft. I don't necessarily dislike the F-117. I just think it's a odd, ugly shaped aircraft. You know, granted it was a stealth aircraft, and yeah, okay, first generation or second generation stealth, but not iconic. Another iconic aircraft is the SR-71. And even though I've seen an SR-71, I've seen U-2s. The U-2 was the forerunner to the SR-71. U-2 wasn't particularly cool. It just wasn't. The SR-71 is cool. Like iconic shape, look, still holds speed records, height records. or height altitude records. And now we have SR-72, which it'll get rolled into production here pretty quick, I think, because they've let the pictures of the aircraft out and everything. So I've seen test flights. That'll be an iconic aircraft also. But plus the Magic Dragon, iconic aircraft, but that's a base. It's a C-130 base with just multiple armaments on it. The other iconic aircraft, I think, is C-46, the military version of the DC-3. Still flying, still out there. Another iconic aircraft. I don't think that the military is using anymore is the Beaver and the Otter, de Havillands, and the other one would be the Helio Stallion and the Helio Courier. I don't think there are any Helio Stallions flying anymore. I think there are only two left in the world. One was a skydiving airplane that Mike Mullins in Tennessee had, and I think that one crashed. And I thought there was another one in the Philippines or in the island someplace that was still flying. Could be. I don't know, and I don't know if the military used the Helio Stallion at all. They did use the Helio Courier to run mail in Vietnam. Little short takeoff and landing aircraft. Really, really neat looking. And I've skydived out of the Helio Stallion, Mike Mullins Helio Stallion, so I know that little single prop airplane. And it's a turboprop too. Could climb. Man, could that thing climb. And then what are the other iconic aircraft that the military has? I like the F-14. I really did. But the F-16 doesn't particularly impress me with looks. F-15, yeah, because that's F-14 base. F-18, no. F-22, no. F-35, no. Just, they don't impress me. But there are some older iconic aircraft that I just like. And even some newer ones. I mean, oh, your skull rounds. Okay. Yeah. You know, I'm not a big skull guy. I do have a couple from Reckless. But as far as skulls go, I'm really not into them that much. I don't know, like some people are. I'm just not. I think up here on the stage, I got one Reckless. This gunmetal gray one. That's a 2.5 ouncer. And that's number 89, I believe. Yeah, 89. Nope, 98, sorry. Number 98. And that's a 2.5 ounce Reckless gunmetal gray skull. But you see how perfect that it I mean, it's a nice pour, don't get me wrong. And that's the reason I kept it. But like the Destroyed All Rolos and things like that, because I got a Destroyed All Rolo right up here. Yeah, where are we at? There we go. I got a Destroyed All Rolo right there. But I'm not particularly fond of them. I mean, I have them, but and if it doesn't get run on a race, somebody doesn't take it, yeah, I'll put it away in my stack. It's silver, but hi, Mandy's Candy. How are you this morning? Yeah, and I understand that. I think that Ginger did the right thing and started with. Hold up a second. And then started with this pour right here. You know, I think Ginger did the right thing and started with that one because that's a little bit simpler. It was hard for him to get the ripples and the scales just right, but it turned out pretty good after 3-4 test pours. And I gave my honest feedback on this one. When the second one is finally done and people no longer want that one, I will get the last one of that pour. This is the last one of this one. What number is this one anyway? I forgot. I don't know if it was 11 or 10 out of 20 because he's only going to do a 20, 10, 11, 10, 10 out of 20. So he only sold 9 of them. And number 10 was the last one he did. If you look at the number right there, you'll see it's a, I don't know if you can see it really good. It's a double struck one on there. Hold up a second. Let me see if I can do this for you. You're not going to be able to see it real good. Turn on the light here for a second. God. That light's too bright. Let's see if the blue light will work better. You can't see it real good in this light. But if you look there where it says 10/20, you'll see that the 1 is double struck. So it looks like 110 of 20, but the 1 is double struck. That's what makes this one special right here. And I think this is a 2.5 ounce. Is that what it was? SGS. Oh no, this is a 5 ounce. This is a 5 ounce bar. So yeah, when people quit buying the second pour, that's a Dragon Sickness round. I'm not sure which one. When people get done buying that, I told him I want the last one of every pour that he does. So I don't want every, because he toned some white, he toned some regular toning. I don't want everything just toned. I don't want to buy a plain one, a toned one, a white one. I don't want to buy 3 of them. I just want to buy a plain silver one. And then if he does a 1 ounce, 2.5 ounce, 5 ounce, then I only want 1. I don't want all 3 sizes. I only want 1. I'll take the 5 ounce one or the 2.5 ounce. But Mandy, you're going to make the investment. And you're going to try and do that. Is that what I'm reading? You made the investment and you want to try and do that. by all means, go for it. And I say that as a guy who has tried multiple different things. Like I made my own coal forge, I made my own gas forge, I made a couple of my own anvils. So yeah, it's I mean, I skydive, hunt, trap, fish. I've had several different businesses, and all I can tell you is keep trying stuff, because even if you, let's say you try this pouring thing and you find out it's not really for you, you can still sell the equipment and you tried it. It wasn't for you, but you may find a hobby that you really love to do, and that could turn into a business opportunity for you. So I tell anybody, you want to try something, go for it, do it. You might find something you really truly love, and you won't find that if you don't try it. So yeah, I know. It was like my knife making thing, and the thing is, when you try something like that, you learn a lot you wouldn't normally learn if you hadn't tried it. Like I know more about metals and metallurgy now than I ever thought possible, and different kinds of steels and the temperament of different steels and what makes a good blade, what doesn't make a good blade, what'll hold an edge, what won't hold an edge, how certain steels are tempered and quenched, and just and if I hadn't tried knife making, I wouldn't have known that knowledge. And that's the most important asset in the world is knowledge. It's the most valuable asset in the world, knowledge. So I'll tell anybody, man, go for it, do it. Oh yeah, I became a gunsmith too. Well, I like guns for one thing. I like shooting for another. So then I started reloading my own shells, and I learned all about that. And even though I haven't reloaded in I haven't had a reloading table set up for 10, 12 years now. Uh, I'm a licensed amateur radio operator, and I haven't had my base station set up for years either. I have a couple of handhelds now. I operate on repeater, or Raspberry Pi, but I don't. I'm not out there stringing long wire antennas and doing HF thing anymore with Morse code. I don't copy code anymore, even though I know code. It take me a while to get back into the rhythm of listening to it and writing it down. I know code. I can send code, but if I were to do your name, it would be da 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 dit da da dit da 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 da. Yep. Yeah, and research. You know, before I retired, 2 years before I retired from work, and I worked for the federal government as a civilian technician. I repaired radios, I repaired night vision devices, and thermal imaging devices, and binoculars, and spotting scopes, and all that shit. But electronics was my gig, and I worked 26 years for the federal government. 2 years before I retired, I started researching annuities. I learned more about annuities than a frickin' insurance agent knows. And they sell the damn things. I know more about the thrift savings plan and how you can roll it over into a civilian uh, 401k or IRA than I ever wanted to know. My wife has something going on. I think she's mowing lawn in November. Wow. Anyway, where are you at, Zoltan? You got hit. You got to be out, Colorado, Idaho, Montana, Colorado. I thought it was Colorado. I wasn't for sure, but I thought so. You got a foot of snow already? Wow. Well, when I went elk hunting, it was in October. That was when did I go elk hunting? 2019? Before COVID? Yeah, it was before COVID. 2019. I went out to Steamboat, and then south of Steamboat. There's a Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation elk habitat down there, and the guy that I went with had the lease on the land that butted right up to that uh, elk foundation habitat there, and I shot a nice little 5x5. But that was my first time elk hunting, and it was kind of cool, you know. A lot kind of like long distance deer hunting from here in Iowa. About what it is. Elk are bigger. You shoot them from further away than you do the deer here. Meat's about the same. Not as, I think elk is even leaner than deer. Um, and a little grainier, but I like elk meat a lot. I'd rather eat elk meat than deer because I don't get that much elk. But we didn't. We had nice days. It was almost like Indian summer when we were out there in October. But man, snow hit you quick. November. Ooh. Wow, 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 man. Gonna be a long winter for you guys. I don't know. It's supposed to rain again today. I don't know if it will or not. I would like to get that trailer load of wood in the shed before it rains on it again. That wood's been laying outside long enough. How long has that cottonwood been out there? That cottonwood is really getting rotten. The ash and the maple and oak, walnut, the hardwoods, they can stay laying out there for a while. Although I do got most of the maple cut up, I haven't got it split yet. The ash is done. I got a pile of oak there yet, and there's a few cottonwood logs left, but the cottonwood's been laying there for 4 years, and it's time to get it done because it's getting rotten. Some of it I got to just pile up and burn because it's crap. And I gotta talk to you, Seth. You said you had a couple of pours that you wanted to sell, so I don't know who they're from, but or who made them, but I might be interested if it was somebody I knew that did back garage pours like Angry or Ginger or Thule, you know. And Mandy, when you start pouring, I'd kind of like to see what you got. I might be interested in buying. That's kind of become my thing now, buying pours from people that I know or in this community, you know. People that are garage, I call garage or backyard pourers, because I know a lot of guys that make knives that just have a gas forge and an anvil in their backyard. They hook up a 20 pound LP tank to their forge, and they heat the metal. They beat it. They make quench tanks as they make a blade because some blades longer, some blades shorter. You know, blah blah blah. And I would rather buy those knives than buy a factory made knife. Even though the factory made knife might be better, might be more um, uh, aesthetically pleasing, might be flawless. I would rather buy a guy's knife that puts his heart and soul into it. And the same thing with pours. Same thing with pours. Yeah, that's what I like. I like people that do the backyard thing. You know, I'm gonna have to go to your channel, Zoltan, and check out. I don't know if you got your pours listed on there or not. Okay, I didn't know what you had for pours. I kind of thought they were ginger pours, but because Seth, you live in Illinois, right? I think. Really? I want to see those knives. Massachusetts. Okay. Well, I did my 3 years in Massachusetts, buddy. I was stationed at Fort Devens from 1980 to 1983. So I got to go to the ocean, the coast. I got to experience the wonderful, wonderful seafood in Massachusetts. Uh, got to see Boston and Salem and all of that. Spent a lot of time in Nashville, New Hampshire, in the White Mountains skiing. Had a buddy that lived in Nashville. That's why we used to go up there, spend weekends, get drunk up there. Never did make it to Maine though. Jesus Christ, you're all over the place, Seth. Born in Maine, grew up in Orange County, California. You're now in Massachusetts. Why did you settle on Massachusetts? Not the most conservative friendly state in the or gun friendly state in the nation, but maybe you don't care about that. I don't know. Whatever. When I was out there, I had a concealed weapons permit from Massachusetts. Hold up a second. I got it yet. I still got that thing. I think it's in this box over here. Yeah, I was looking through stuff the other day, and it's easy for a guy that's in the army to get a concealed weapons permit. Easier for a guy in the army to get a concealed weapons permit. There you go, buddy. Commonwealth of Massachusetts license to carry firearms. And you see the reason down there, right? It says protecting life and property. Even though we had to have them because we had a pistol, we had a company commander that was big into handgun shooting. That was his hobby. And so anybody that was in the company that wanted to go to the range with him and shoot pistol, but in order to transport and shoot, you had to have a concealed permit. And so anybody in the company that wanted to go shoot with him, we all got pistol permits when we went out and shot. Our guns had to be kept in the arms room at the company but you could go check them out on the weekend and go out and shoot at the range and then come back and turn them back in. But yeah. Navy hand loading. See you, Zoltan. And when you head over there, just tell Ginger I probably won't be there today. Well, I can see where Massachusetts is probably more affordable than Orange County, California, but still not as affordable as, say, Iowa or maybe Nebraska, Missouri. But, you know, yeah, your family's out there, then yeah, I can see it. He was on the Thresher. What was the Thresher? A destroyer? A sub? A aircraft carrier? What was the Thresher? And I just got something. Oh, is that what this one is here? I don't know. No, because this is the USS Jack. This one. Which I thought was extremely cool. I thought that was neat. I had to do some research on that. Submarine, okay. Okay, that was one he was on also? All right, very nice. What was his job on board sub? Did he do, mechanic, engine, torpedo room, communications, what? I have a friend in Illinois I used to skydive with. He started about the time I was ending my career out there. He was starting. He was a submariner also. Craziest motherfucker. Guys on submarines are just nutty. I mean, nutty as a goddamn squirrel cage. They have their own brand of humor. I can tell you that. They have their own brand of humor. Kind of neat. Kind of a neat little sign, man. And then when you said submarine, when I asked about this, then the shape, made sense because it didn't make sense to me before because I wasn't in the Navy. I was in the Army. I had nothing to do with submarines or ships. So my niece, Natasha, God rest her soul, she committed a suicide. She was on the George Washington aircraft carrier that's still in port right now, getting refurbed. I think it's been in port for what, 4 years now, 3 years. But on a nuclear powered aircraft carrier, they got to take the ship apart. They got to dismantle the ship to take um, the reactor out and everything related with that, and take the spent rods out, put new rods in, blah blah blah, put it back in, hook it all up. Got to re-weld the ship all back together. So yeah, it takes a long time. And so the people on board are stationed on land until such time as the ship gets back underway. And she got into a very bad relationship and committed suicide. I don't know if the investigation is done into that or not, because they were thinking it might have been a murder. But anyway, that was my niece. Felt really bad about that one, because me and the old man, my stepdad, were the ones that suggested she go into either the Navy or the Air Force, and she chose the Navy. And but it might have happened any branch she went in. And what she did, she was an electrician on the signal lights. The on aircraft carrier, they have a primary set of landing lights, and they have a emergency set that when the primary goes down, the emergency set comes up, and then those lights are what guide the airplane in. And she was electrician on the second set, operator, electrician, maintainer on the second set of lights. Oh, yeah. And her dad, my brother Brian, he did, God, I don't know how many years he did in the reserves, the Army Reserves. He was in an engineer unit up in Decorah, Iowa. One of the units I serviced, matter of fact, that I repaired radios and night vision goggles for. At a different time, of course, but he served, I think, 6 years up there. And then my stepbrother Ronnie, he was also in the same unit up there, of course, at a different time. I think he did 12 years with that unit. And he had very young children at the time. Hadn't been married that long, but had a couple of young children. And they were going to get deployed to Desert Storm. And he did not want to go to Desert Storm because of his young children. So he just got out when his ETS date came up. He didn't re-enlist. But as it turned out, the reserve unit did not get activated at all. So he could have stayed another 8 years and had a retirement out of that. But I mean, he worked for the Iowa Department of Conservation, so he's going to get a retirement out of that. Doesn't matter. Anyway, neat, man. Sorry to hear about his passing, but yeah, we're all going to get there sooner or later. It's like my stepdad. My stepdad went to nursing home. He had a stroke, and my mom couldn't take care of him anymore. And then she started to get bad. She had an Alzheimer's component. She went downhill real fast. Lost control of her muscles, lost control of her memory. It's just, she went downhill. Within 2 months, she was dead. And she ended up in a nursing home with him for about a month, and then she was gone. And now he's bounced back from that stroke, and he's about as good as you can be for an 88-year-old. About as good as you can be. So, yeah, we're all going to get there. And his last, there were 5 brothers and sisters in his family, and he's the last one. His last sister just passed last month, and he was really sad about that. But you know, I told him there's no reason to fear death at all. If you look at death as a new adventure, because yeah, you're going to miss this world, you're going to miss the people you love, but if you look at it as a new adventure, then it's not so bad, because what are we? In essence, when you boil everything right down to it, we're energy. That's what we are. We are a mathematical concept. We are energy. Energy is neither created nor destroyed. Energy only changes form. That's all it does. Look it up, Google it, you do whatever you want, but that's the primary rule of energy is that can neither be created or destroyed. It just changes form. So when you die, because you are essentially energy, where does that energy go? What happens to it? It goes someplace. It changes form. You won't be in a human. That energy won't be in a human form anymore, but that energy is still there. So where does it go? What happens to it? What do you think you become? I believe in parallel dimensions. I believe in the multiverse, multiple universes. You can call it a multiverse, but it's multiple dimensions of the same universe. Your energy goes to one of those other dimensions. It could be a really close dimension where this dimension, that dimension is only split by a second, but being split by a second, different things will happen in that lifetime that happen in this one. Now, if your energy goes to a dimension that is further removed from this one, then if you are reborn, which I believe in reincarnation, because you're going to be born into another dimension. If your dimension is far enough removed from this one, you will be in a dimension that there is no conflict, there is no hate, it'll just be love. All just love. And everybody gets together and it's just one big love fest. Or you can go the other way. If the dimension from this one is far enough that way, you will be in a dimension that is nothing but hate and constant war and killing and raping, and yeah, you'll be in that evil side. So that's the way I believe your life goes. You're going to be reincarnated. Your energy is going to go to one of those other dimensions. And what this dimension is a test bed for where you go in the next. So if you're a good person and a loving person in this dimension, that's going to determine how far toward that um, ultimate goal that everybody wants to get to, that heaven. Or if you're a really bad person in this life, you're going to go further this way. That'll be your hell. So the concept of heaven and hell is a sound one. Just how they portray it is wrong, in my opinion. So that behooves you to try and be the best person you can be in this life. Yeah, and that's exactly the way I think. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in a multiple universe, multiple dimensions of this universe. Um, and the further you go this way is your heaven. The further you go that way is your hell. You're going to get recycled back here to this earth, to this life, but not this life in particular, into another life that mirrors this one, kind of. But the things that happen to you, your experiences, all of that stuff is going to change just because of the timeline. But, you know, a lot of science fiction writers have um, predicted the future. I think a lot of science fiction writers are on the verge of discovery. I don't know if anybody has quite described heaven and hell and the multiverse or the multiple dimensions of this universe like I have. I'm sure somebody has. I'm sure I'm not unique. I'm sure I'm not unique. Oh, I believe in what the old people back in Sumeria called gods. I believe in alien life. I believe that this planet has been watched and that man was genetically modified from an ape-like creature into a human-like creature by aliens or extraterrestrials. And if they, what happened was that we got the gene, the DNA, gene in our DNA for free will and rational, critical thinking, and we just decided we didn't want to be slaves working for the man anymore, mining his gold. So we rebelled. We were just about wiped out with the Watchers who took human wives and then created the Nephilim, the Anunnaki, or the base race. And yes, there was a great flood that washed over the entire earth to destroy the Watchers and the Nephilim. And humanity was just about lost in that deluge, but we were saved and humanity restarted. But we were smarter, and then the Anunnaki taught us civilization and agriculture and farming, and humanity has just taken over and taken off from there. But I still believe that the Watchers are here and still guiding the human race, even though we're starting to get to the point where they will no longer have influence over us and what we're doing, aka nuclear destruction and poisoning of the planet. But maybe they can knock some sense into us sometime. I don't know. But maybe that's the way it's supposed to go. That's the way it's supposed to be in this dimension. In another dimension, it might be, outcome might be a little different. So, yeah, I don't know. We will find out those answers when we depart this mortal plane. I think we will find out those answers. We might not know it. We might not know it, but we'll find those answers out, I think. What time is it? 9:48. He said he'd be here about 10, so. He said mid-morning, so I don't know. I think what I'll do is I'll jump down here. I'll jump over on Ginger's. I'll say hi, tell him what I'm doing, and then get the hell out of here. I got to go let my dog in. So we'll see you guys later. I will see you over on Ginger's stream. Take it easy. Remember, this right here, you have two choices: live free or die for that privilege and concept. See ya.